Good morning, everyone. Sunday, March 9th, 8 a.m., the very first morning of springing forward. Once again, it's me, myself, and I, also known as Warren. Please like and follow my page if you care to hear more about me or certain things that I'm going to be talking about. It's early in the morning. I'm up having my morning coffee. Yes, everybody, it's just coffee. I stopped in last night at a store. I had to run out last night to get some more cough medicine. And it's kind of funny because here I am just reaching 38 subscribers, and a young lady recognized me and she said, "Oh, you're new on YouTube, blah, 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 whatever." So we started talking and bouncing off ideas. And I said to her, "Wow, I am now officially a celebrity of one. Not that I'm trying to reach celebrity status, but we kind of laughed about it." And I teased her and asked her, was she stalking me? She said only for the last 3 hours. So we laughed and pushing the shopping cart, just talking about everything. And of course, it wasn't late, but it was dark. So I offered to walk her to her car and help her with, for safety or whatever, because she was pleasant on the eyes. I won't lie. So as I'm walking her to the car and we're talking, she said, "Oh, don't get started. That's my son sitting in the front seat." I didn't care about that. But now my question in my head is, why is it that you're in this store by yourself and your son is not offer any type of support or security? And so he steps out and, "Hey man, what's happening?" Whatever. Big dude, must have been like, I don't know, 6 feet flat, 290 maybe, football player type, big husky dude. And so he's out there talking and he's watching me load the groceries in her trunk. And he's just standing there. I was like, "Young blood, let me holler at you for a minute." So he was like, "Yeah, what's up, what's up, Unc?" You know how they all call us Unc. I say, "Look here, young blood." I said, "Man, that's your mom, right?" She said, "Yes, sir." I say, that's your naturally born mother, your flesh and blood." "Yes, sir." The next time y'all decide to make a run to the store, man, walk your mom in the store, be that true gentleman. Never mind all this other stuff. He was like, "I apologize. I was on a phone call, blah, blah." But he started going into about how he's having issues on his job and they're trying to fire him because of something some girl said. And he went on about it. So they just started talking to me about his work and the things that happened on his job. Mind you, it's McDonald's, but still it's a job. And I was just thinking about that because I made that post yesterday about the College and Career Academy. Now this young man just finished high school actually this past year, and he played for one of the local high school football teams here in the Douglas County area. And so we were talking and I told him about the College and Career Academy to look it up, and he pulled it up right then and there. And he was like being very apologetic for sitting in the car and not honoring his mother and all this kind of stuff. He said he's just been going through a lot, but he thanked me for pointing him in that direction for the Career Academy as he pulled it up. And because he said he didn't know what direction he was going to go in. And I was asking him, this wasn't a long conversation, but I was asking him, what is it that he liked to do? And he told me about some of the classes he had in school, and he did take shop classes in school. And I said, well, they have all of that. And I told him there was one in this way, there was one in this particular area. There's several around the metro area he could look into. And so, his mom thanked me for it, and we still standing there just talking and having a good time. And she asked me, she said, "Are you into any kind of mentorship?" I said, no, I'm not. I say, I just saw him sitting there. The conversation just came up. And the young man seemed to be happy that, somebody reached out and talked to him, because you could see it in his face that, very respectful. He wasn't rude. He wasn't any of that. Once he stood flat-footed and started having a conversation with me, I can tell that this is a mature young man. So, my hat's off to him, and I hope all is going to go well for him. And, ladies, and even us men, if you got, teenage or young adults, they all might be stuck on trying to figure out what their next direction is. That's where you probably want to step in and just kind of help them, but not push them. So, we closed out the conversation, and I exchanged numbers with her, and, got a text this morning, good morning text, and she was thanking me for everything and all these things. And I'm not looking to take it anywhere other than that. It was a great conversation last night, and I enjoyed the conversation, and I'm glad that they made it home safely, because, for her to be walking out like that, hey, look, y'all, it's crazy out here, so, just be careful and watch your back. So I ended that text message this morning because I wanted to get my coffee and my breakfast in before I start my little side gig. I'm always trying to get a dollar. I gotta pay bills. It's nothing else but survival mode right now. And so I got up this morning, fixed my breakfast, done all those good things. Could probably use some little cleaning up. I joked 2 weeks ago that I may have to get a weekend warrior to come in here one day a week, maybe two, preferably on a Saturday, and clean up. I'm really seriously thinking about doing that, because it's not nasty inside, but I can see that it's not where I would normally keep it, because I've just been so busy. I could Swiffer. It don't take 5 minutes to do it, but it's just so much has been going on. So I'm gonna look more into that. And so let me ask y'all a question. I didn't mean to get off a tangent, but I was just glad to see that young guy paid attention, and he seemed like he was about his business once I had a conversation with him. But let me ask you old heads something. Old heads meaning those of us that are 50 and 60 and older. Let's be honest, man. If you single, would you prefer an old lady that don't want to learn any new tricks, or a young chick that's going to teach you some new tricks? I'm just going to put that out there. And I'm saying that because of a conversation. Here we go again. I had another conversation yesterday. I don't know what this lady's angle is, but she's calling me. And I was telling a lady friend of mine, even though she's 5 years younger than me, but when I'm talking to her, it feels like I'm talking to my grandma. Can you imagine, if I had a living grandparent and she's, I don't know, 80 years old maybe, or more. She would definitely be more at my age, but just that old grandmotherly. Now, if I was sick and not feeling well, or just needed some comfort, I would continue to talk to her. And I'm not trying to be funny, but she was just so old fashioned, and she brought up something, and somehow it turned a little bit sexual because of something she said, and she was like, oh no, this, that, and the third. But as a single person, I could choose how I want to spend my pleasure time. And that's what I told her, because every time we've had 4 conversations on the phone, and all 4 conversations, she kept saying, yeah, that's for them young chicks. I don't know why she keep making reference to young chicks when she's talking to me. And I told her, I'm just going to call her Ann. And I said, Ann, look, if you're digging for information, if you want to know if I'm messing around with a young chick, just simply ask me. Don't keep making accusations. But I said, let me tell you something. As a single man, and most single men, when y'all look at them, they may be in their shiny convertibles. They may be, in their Escalades and all these things, looking in their single, and they made a choice to maintain that single life and get that young lady, because he wants that pleasure. He wants that quick, fast, in a hurry. He don't want to talk about each other's medication all night. I'm laid back on the chair, I'm relaxing, and I'm in my mode, and I'm trying to have a conversation with her, and she's going in about all her medications and reading it to me. I ain't trying to be funny, but we ain't even like that. I don't even know all that stuff. Let's talk about something more pleasurable, because I just feel that way. And if that person, if that person is not on the level you're on, and don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about jumping in the sheets every night, doing, I ain't trying to get nobody to know. I ain't finna lie and say I'm gonna give you all night long. Ain't nothing I'm doing all night but going to bed and going to sleep. I'm gonna be honest about that. But the way she was talking to me, she couldn't possibly be a girlfriend or a love interest, because her spirit is that of an older nurturer. And that right there, and I told her straight up, I say, look, that wouldn't physically turn me on. I say, I like certain things. I have I have my own kinks, let me just be honest, but I like certain things, and that wouldn't do it for me. but she kept saying, well, that's because you got to have this. I said, look, never mind, as you say, the young chick, but, maybe you should get a young guy to come help you, somebody to tune you up, get you ready for the next phase, because now that we are all older, we have to reinvent ourselves. So ladies and men, if you're sitting there talking to your friends about he and she ain't doing it for you no more, reinvent yourselves. What you guys was doing 15 years ago is not going to work today. If for some people, but I'm talking about the minority of us that it's not working for. Let me just be honest with y'all. I ain't talking about everybody, so y'all can hold off on the comments about what you and your man doing and all this kind of stuff. I'm so glad he's doing all that to you and you doing all that to him. This does not apply to you. I'm just saying, for those that are reaching out and trying to hold a conversation with me personally, and whether they meet me through a social app or whatever the case may be, and they're already discounting that they don't have any level of intimacy. And trust me, intimacy does not always mean sexual contact, but they don't have any level of intimacy. So what, we just gonna sit around and just look at each other? I tell you what, we can just do that over the phone for 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm not gonna have three and 4 2-hour conversations with you every day. There's nobody I want to talk to that long. I like my quiet time, like my peace. I don't need to be having you occupy my time if it's just gonna be wasteful conversations. I don't want to talk about your grown kids all the time, and I'm not the only man that feels that way. Excuse me again. And men, I'm sure you feel the same way. And ladies, I'm sure you feel the same way about that certain guy that you've been dating, and you're waiting, you're trying to give him the opportunity to just turn that corner. Don't just wait on him to try to figure it out, especially if he's 50 and older. Tell that man what you want. Be direct with him. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was the ladies that started this full transparency stuff. So be transparent. Tell him what you want. Tell him what you expect of him. Don't just sit and waste 3 to 6 months of your life seeing if John gonna be the one. Be direct about it. We don't have all that time to be sitting around here playing games, and especially me, if you trying to come be my friend, and if you got somebody, tell me right off the bat so I know how to better gauge the situation, because not that I'm gonna say it's gonna be a go or a stop, but I want to know. I want to know what it is about. Okay, let's talk about you and John. What's going on? What brings you over here? And you got a man. So let's talk about that. Let's start there. Tell me the things that you think he's not doing for you. And I listen to them, and they're telling me. I say, well, how are you planning on changing that situation? What are you doing to help remedy the situation of what John is not doing? Let's talk about that. You're saying he's being inconsiderate, but think about all the times that he put you first. He made you first. You was there was no wrong there, and you did not appreciate that. You ignored his advances. You ignored his good graces, and now you don't got settled in, and now he's not paying you no more attention. Well, guess what? A lot of times, you are the reason why this person is not paying you any more attention. So you have to figure out how to reinvent yourself as well as your spouse. You both have to reinvent yourselves. And, regardless of if my relationships lasted 1 year or 10 years, I guarantee you that if you sat down and talked to those exes or whatever, I don't care if they mad at me, who gives a good whatever right now, but they will tell you one thing about me. Yeah, Warren is a good guy. He's a stand-up guy. He's lacking in this, he's lacking in that. But he's very attentive. He pays attention. He knows my wants. He knew what I needed before I even thought to ask him what I needed. So these are good qualities in a man. Now, for whatever reason we broke up, and be honest with you, I've had relationships that failed because somebody thought the grass was going to be greener on the other side. And they went so far as to start manufacturing lies about me. But it's okay. About time the lies circle back. That tells me one thing about a person. When they left and the lies circle back, they're still thinking about me. They're at regret because of the decision they made. So Be careful with the decisions that you make. Nothing lasts forever. Definitely relationships. Do I want something serious right now? No, I don't. But I don't want this video to be made always about me. I'm just going to talk about some of the past experience, some of the things that I've come across with my personal friends, and some of the things they're going through right now, that they can't seem to be honest about it. Be honest with their spouses. I have one friend that's up in Denver. Let me tell y'all something. He's seriously leading a double life. This woman has no clue about the dark, deceitful things that he is doing behind her back. She has absolutely no clue. And maybe she don't care. Maybe she don't want to know. She don't want to know, but it's the type of situation where it can very easily endanger her life. And I've talked to him several times, but to him, it's a sport. And number one, man, you're too old to be doing this right now at this day. This Russian roulette game of life you're playing right now, you need to chill on that. So who knows? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But back to the older versus younger. I'm all over the place. I can engage with someone 20 years younger, but it's not going to be anything serious. I can engage with someone 10 years older. Me being 60 right now. Maybe I'll stretch it to 15. I don't know, but Miss A ain't gonna be trying to drag me to Sunday morning service every Sunday, and I don't want to go every Sunday. Auntie, I'm sorry, I don't want to do that, Auntie. You can't pull me in. I'm saved. You can't. I'm good, Auntie. I'm willing to go to bingo with you, and I ain't trying to be funny, but I do like bingo. So I'm flexible, and I'm telling people as I meet them, and I'm very flexible. I'm very easy to get along with. I do enjoy good conversation, but I'm not in that lock me down phase because of a lot of other personal reasons. But still looking for that companionship. So trust and believe, when we're out here seeking companionship, you have to be ready to put forth that effort. You have to be able to actually have a conversation with that person. And I don't know what's going on today, but if I hold a conversation with 10 women this week, 2 of them probably got a good conversation. I don't know what y'all thinking about. I don't know where y'all mind is, but y'all got to step it up and start opening up and having these conversations, because one thing I can say about me as a Leo, I like to be heard. I want to feel wanted and needed. I like when you thank me. When I do certain things, I focus on what I'm doing. I go up and beyond the call of duty to try to do these things to satisfy my woman. And here's the flip side of that. That woman has to want that. See, a lot of times we make these mistakes and get involved with these women that has never had a man treat them good. And then when they find one, they don't know how to react to it. Their way of thinking is a smart remark or something like that. Or I never had this. I never seen a man that do this. I never, all this little stuff. Don't worry about what you never had. Think about what you do have right now. Because when you have this man that you put on your little wish board or whatever y'all call it, and you prayed about and all these things. And so when you get that guy, and right now off the bat, he's 90% of what you've been wishing for, don't ruin it with negativity, because he's gonna pull back, because he don't want to waste that time and effort on somebody that's not ready for what he have to offer. And we're not even talking about money right now. We can talk about money at another date. My dating scene and my personal life is not going to be led by money. Yeah, it takes money to do things. I understand that. But, what's in your heart? What's really in your heart? Me spending time. No, let me correct myself. Me wasting a full year on a woman that told me that she does not, I repeat, she does not know how to express herself. Oh, yeah, you better believe I got out of that real fast. I don't believe in that. If you can't express yourself, why am I wasting my time with you? You should know by then whether or not you could be able to express yourself, talk about certain things and all these type of things. How can you be in a field to where your job is to help others, but you can't help yourself? And that's the thing that I said to her. What do you mean you can't express yourself? You know, why are you out here coaching couples and coaching people, but you can't take a dose of your own medicine? You know, does a shrink need a shrink these days? I don't know what's going on. And that's another thing. You know, is this your true calling? Are you really doing this? You doing this for the money, or you doing it because you like it? You know, some of us, those of us, I might be guilty at this too. I know how to fake it till I make it. You know, there's ways you can do it on your job. You know, they think because you at this particular level, when they think that maybe I would like for you to be here. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Don't fall for that mess. You know, if you're comfortable in the job that you're in, if you're comfortable in the position that you're in, and if you're like me, you may or may not have had side hustles, you know, throughout your adult life that you can pick up little extra ends here and there and another, you know, as a hobby, or just because you know holidays is coming up, you know, Christmas is coming, you pick up a side hustle. So if you still got a little bit of side hustle in you and you still love doing that, don't worry about what that job is giving you. You still got your insurance, you still got your benefits. Hopefully you've been there long enough to where you have that, and you still have, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks of vacation time every year. So don't rock the boat there. You know, if you're older now, stay steady, stay a steady pace, keep your little side hustle, keep everything going, you know, because money under the table is good money. You know, for everybody. And I'm not talking, I ain't rich. No, I'm not rich. That's not even what I'm saying. But, you know, for me to have been in several situations thinking that, you know, me and this person, now that we're together, we're going to pull everything, we're going to grow together. Let me tell y'all something. And we, as men and as women, we are guilty of this. Stop trying to get into somebody's life just to take from them. Because you're going to be the one hurt in the long run, because it's going to backfire on you. So now I'm protecting my own, because whatever fails over here is my responsibility. It's me that failed. It's me that messed up. You know, I'm no longer, I'm going to have the old days and, you know, conversation complaining that how dare she do this? Why did the lights get cut off when you know, they supposed to be paying the bill, blah, blah, blah. I don't have time to monitor a mature grown person when I'm out here trying to do my day to day. So what do I do now? I'm taking care of my business. You know, that's something that I was taught to do anyway, but trying to get involved and trying to work together, that don't always work out. And there are a lot of people that's running like a fine-tuned ship. A lot of people have great conversation, great relationships, and my hat's off to them if I wore hats. It's just not where I am right now. I enjoy my peace. I enjoy my freedom. I enjoy the fact that I can get up at 6:30 on a Sunday morning, make my coffee, make breakfast without having anybody telling me I'm getting up too early. They're not a morning person, which I had somebody tell me that there wasn't a morning person, and why am I so chipper early in the morning, all these things. Well, it's good conversation. Have you ever thought about the fact that I'm glad to be here with you? See, that person was not ready for that. Careful what you ask for. Don't ever tell me that I'm talking to you, that you are ready for a relationship. You know, you tired of being alone. You want to wake up next morning with coffee and your man talking, you know, and then when you get that, you complain about it. You the one invited me to spend the night. You know, and I've been in situations like that. You know, I've worked all week thinking she's happy to see me, and I'm rushing over there on Friday to go hang out, spend the evening. I get there, and then I get there. As soon as I walk through the door, there's not a warm greeting whatsoever. So I'm already with my bag in my hand, ready to turn back around. I'm like, hey, what's going on? You know, nah, you just came in here, you just bust all up in the door, all happy and stuff. I said, babe, I'm glad to see you. It's been a long week. But give me time to get sit, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the hell you mean? Give you time. You said to be here at 7 o'clock. I showed up at 7:02. I gave you 2 extra minutes to get your wig right. Your wig ain't right yet. You know, stuff like that. So I'm joking with her because she didn't wear a wig, but I'm joking with her because I'm trying to make light of the situation. Well, go in there and go exchange that attitude, put that one back in the closet, hang it on a hook, get that fresh attitude, because that's the one I need. Because what you're not gonna do is ruin my Friday night with all this foolishness. And I have fought traffic for an hour and a half to get up here to see you. I will drive back. Well, you do what you gotta do. I didn't even put my key down. Yeah, I turned around and walked back out the door and went home. Of course, she called me later on that night. You got no dad's come up here and show you. How am I showing mine? I'm looking forward to seeing you. I walk in the door, I reach over to give you a hug, and you throwing your neck back like, what did I stink or something? Because I just showered, I brushed my teeth, I gargled. What was wrong? So, ladies, be careful with that. Be careful with that. You want that warmth. Same for you, men. You want that warmth. You want that attention. You want that woman to love you. You want to have that significant other. Be ready for it when it comes. Stop asking for something you really don't want. Don't do that. Those days are gone. We're not kids. Don't ask for chocolate if you want vanilla ice cream. Come on, let's just be real. We're all grown here. So with that said, I'm gonna leave that right now for now. Get in here and do me a little bit of work. Once again, it's Warren coming at you once again. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. Like I said, once I get to 50 and above, some conversations might get a little deep, a little dark. So I'm just waiting for that, because I know I'm getting a lot of viewers. A lot of people can watch it, but I want to get to the subscribers. So if you're watching this, please like, comment, subscribe, especially subscribe. I may be a little late on answering comments. I try to get to them, but I got a lot of things going on, so I try to do it in between.